great white shark versus giant squid. What comes to mind when you think of the scariest creature in the oceans? Did a great white shark swim right in? Well, you would not be wrong. They certainly can be frightening. Also known as the largest predatory fish on the planet, they boast an average length of 15 feet and can weigh up to a massive 5,000 pounds. With a powerful torpedo-shaped body whose tail sends them speeding through the waters, they can then latch onto their prey with their 300 serrated and triangular teeth. However, they might not be the all-fearsome predators you think they are. In fact, evidence suggests that they could even be prey to some larger sea creature out there. That is exactly what a newly released study proves, as scientists believe that somewhere out there in the large Pacific Ocean, these great white sharks are being attacked by massive squids. How so? By the large scars and sucker marks found on the sharks. Although this might sound too similar to a classic prehistoric animal battle movie, there is documented research that such encounters have occurred. They mostly take place in Guadalupe Island near the Baja California coast. In the examination of 14 great white sharks during a span of 5 years, most of them developed unique scars on their heads and trunks before they reached full adulthood. Such wounds suggest that a squid tried to defend itself from the shark. Because of their proximity to the volcanic island, which is otherwise known for being a feeding site for the most apex of predators, encounters between sharks and cephalopods are not unique. However, there are not too many documented interactions between great whites and large squids, which makes these findings especially mysterious. It is definitely not impossible either. In the region of great white shark territory, there are several squid hotspots with a huge variety, ranging from foot-long neon flying squids to giant squids that can grow to a huge length of 46 feet. This sheds plenty of light upon the fact that squids play a big role as prey for adult great whites. What is even cooler is the depth at which these fights are taking place. Not only are they deep, but they are also taking place in the twilight zone, which is the layer of water that even sunlight cannot penetrate, at about 650 to 3,300 feet deep. In the end, scientists have yet to find direct evidence that proves that giant squids were the ones that caused the sucker marks and scarring. However, they do believe that the culprits are likely the jumbo squid, the neon flying squid, and the giant squid. No matter what, one thing is for sure, these marks are certainly indicative of an extremely aggressive encounter between predator and prey. If the squid is strong enough, then the suction power of their arms and tentacles can deform the shark dermal denticle structure and cause open wounds. It seems that the great white shark may not be the most unchallengeable sea creature out in the ocean. Scientists' warning to humanity on tree extinction. Deforestation threatens our planets in many ways, though when it reaches these new heights, we have a much bigger cause for concern. The loss of our tree population results in flooding, fewer crops, and a whole host of other complex sociological and environmental problems. But what happens when the trees become extinct? The climate crisis certainly isn't news to us, but there has been a new cautionary tale shared. Scientists have revealed that 33% of all the species of trees on Earth are facing extinction. Following the collection of this data, the team issued a warning to humanity, letting us know just how dire this situation is. The extinction of a third of the world's tree species means 17,510 species will be facing these threats. What exactly will happen when we lose these trees? A large portion of the animal kingdom and the plant world are dependent on trees to form their habitats. In fact, a total of 50% of the animal and plant species that we know of need these trees to survive. Not only could we see the knock-on threat to other living beings, but the forests also account for half of the world's carbon storage and 3/4 of the accessible fresh water we have in the world. One conservation biologist, Malin Rivers, who works with Botanic Gardens Conservation International, said in an interview with Nature World News, habitat loss is frequently tree loss. It is at the root of that when we look at extinction concerns for animals and birds. It's clear that without protecting the trees, animals are losing their shelters and homes, their protection, making them far more vulnerable too. The loss of our trees also means the loss of our birds, insects, plants, fungi, and even tiny microorganisms. What's more is that in an interview with The Guardian, Rivers had explained how a more diverse forest will have a greater capacity for storing more carbon than a monoculture, where there is very little variation in the environment. Rivers continued to discuss how these same benefits of diversity are applicable beyond the storing of carbon. Other ecological functions are reliant on and improved upon by increased diversity. Increased diversity in the species of trees in our forests in turn means greater soil stabilization, better resilience towards diseases, and a greater strength to withhold harsh weather conditions. On a more selfish note, humans use trees too. They help to provide food security, shelter, improve air quality, amongst other socio-economic benefits that come as a result of various trees. The forests of the world bring in $1.3 trillion to the global economy, from the most valued timber to fruits, nuts, and even medicine. We have already lost more than 100 tree species, but a third of the total species facing threats is truly frightening. This latest research paper has called for a number of urgent actions to be taken, addressing those capable of implementing policies as they desperately aim to steer us clear of the imminent disaster should we lose this many tree species. Ocean life projected to end in mass extinction. Scientists fear that an aquatic mass extinction is underway. According to recent studies, nearly 90% of selected aquatic species have been marked for high-priority endangerment or thought to be at severe risk of going extinct in the next century. Biologists warn that due to the overwhelming amount of carbon in the water, the environment of the sea is changing fast, for the worse. The Dalhousie University of Canada has assembled a team of respected scientists and researchers to investigate sea life. Their findings revealed that the 25,000 species they have observed, nearly all of them will fall to extinction if nothing is done to lessen the situation. If our greenhouse gas emissions stay at these high rates, many of these oceanic creatures, protozoans, bacteria, algae, fish, and sea mammals will vanish from the planet by the year 2100. Other research revealed that creatures higher on the food chain are more likely to perish than those lower on it. A wide range of oceanic ecosystems will be affected, including but not limited to the Coral Triangle, Australian coasts, the Red Sea, the Gulfs of Persia and Thailand, and the Caribbean. The study has been quite startling and sobering, in the words of ecologist Daniel Boyce of the Institute of Oceanography. Notably, Boyce notes that this is still speculation and nothing is set in stone, but that it could be a potential outcome of the consequences of global warming. According to Boyce, it's the worst-case scenario, and when we evaluated that scenario, we found that there was a very grim picture for the climate risk for marine species. If even a handful of these species were to fade out of existence as a result of extinction, it would reap horrific results on the world's many ecosystems and would impact the world food chain directly. 252 million years ago was the last time the planet suffered a major extinction event, where 90% of life was demolished, deemed to be the Great Dying by researchers. We can only hope that adequate actions will be taken to prevent such a tragic future for our planet. But what do you make of these recent discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.